Hello, New York Giants family. Welcome back to another episode of the Family Bonding with Mother and Son on the postgame show for the New York Giants. We are 3-1. It feels weird because it was a rough win, but it's a victory nonetheless. So we're still excited, but we have a lot to talk about. But before we get into that, we want you to do one very important thing for us.
We need you to, first of all, hit that subscribe button. We need you to subscribe because we're trying to get to a certain level of subscribers. Every time you do this, you help us out. And then, of course, leave a comment. We love the comments. Get great engagement on our last video. We want to see more of that. Like and hit that little bell so that you can get all the updates when we post our episodes. Let's get into it.
All right, New York Giants 3-1. First time they started 3-1 since 2004 when Tom Coughlin came in, and we know what happened there. I'm not saying that's going to happen with Brian Daboll, but it was a rough victory in my opinion, and I'm sure the mother agrees because a lot of people went out this game. And for starters, I want to hit the fact that Evan Neal went out with an injury. And this is
so bad.
Andrew Thomas went out his rookie year with an injury by week 5. We're in week 4, and he didn't even get to finish the game. He didn't look too bad, but you can't tell with a neck injury. He said his neck hurt. I'm very concerned because that was a first-round draft pick. It seems we're having issues with our first-round draft picks. Almost every year. Kadarius Toney, he's out.
Absolutely. I don't want to say our draft picks are cursed, but it's starting to feel that way because these guys cannot play even 6 games, it seems like. It's multiple seasons back to back where we're seeing our first round draft picks getting clobbered out there and heading into the blue tent and or the cart, which is, of course, the worst case scenario. So I think we had at least 5 injuries.
Kenny Galladay. You are a bum. How'd you get hurt barely playing? I'm confused. Where'd you get hurt? I didn't even see you. You're not even relevant enough for us to show the replay. They didn't even show you the replay to see what happened to you. They just said, oh, Kenny Galladay went out with an injury. And it's just like, what the hell? They probably didn't want us to see it because probably nothing happened. I don't know. Usually, nothing happens with him anyway.
Exactly. Nothing has changed. It's just that this time he had to go off the field and couldn't come back into the game.
So who knows how long he's gone? It was a knee injury.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's not productive at all. So it doesn't really matter whether he goes back.
Didn't even get close to him. I feel like that was a bad release by DJ because it went way over his head. But I don't know. That was his one target. So many injuries. And then you got Tyrod Taylor. My man. Why didn't you just slide? Why? You saw Justin Fields go and slide. He got hit and he got a flag. And they got the penalty for it, but you chose to run and lean in with your head.
They teaching Pee-wee football not to do that. I mean, that's
and it's almost like he willingly did it. He just went in and he said, I'm just gonna, he's done. I'm telling you right now, we don't even need nobody to say he got a concussion. He was concussed. The dude could barely get up for a little bit. He was out for a little bit. I don't know if you noticed. They were so focused on the fumble. Yeah. He was sitting there. He didn't even move.
He couldn't get himself together. But then they showed him running into the locker room.
They probably told him to just jog in.
After the Tua thing, they need to take any injuries more seriously in the NFL. But that's they did. Yeah. We almost were in a situation where we didn't have a QB from the roster to put in. If DJ had been carted off instead of just was sitting on the sidelines, we would have had a situation where there would have been no QB. And I don't even know what you do under those circumstances.
You do what Coach Daboll did, and you run the Wildcat formation, which is what they did for a couple plays, and they had DJ just kind of stand there for a little bit to get his bearings, and it was actually working for a little bit. The only issue is after you run the first 2 or 3 Wildcat plays, it's like, all right, buddy, we know what you guys are going to do. There's only so much you can really do with that unless you have a running back that's capable of actually making a throw beyond 15, 20 yards, 30 yards. That's why I'm a little upset with how Tyrod Taylor went out, because it was like, all right, you threw the interception, and then it looked like you were making up for it, and then you take yourself out of the game by breaking down on one of the most basic fundamentals of sliding instead of leading in with your head. They said you were in the league for 12 years, bro. How the hell you make that simple mistake like that? I can't think of any other quarterback that slid forward like that and got destroyed like that. Doing that specific movement. They usually will be sliding and giving themselves up because they know the player won't hit them. They'll get a penalty for it, like we did today. It's not a good look for us right now. Yes, we're 3-1, but the future is looking questionable right now.
That's the word that was floating in my mind, was questionable. I do want to just take a moment to say that at least Daniel Jones this week, he ran in some TDs, and when he did it, he was wide open. He didn't have, it wasn't like he was running into some sort of traffic situation. It was really, when we were in the red zone there, that was the 2 perfect perfect scenarios. So I'm really glad that he was able to pull those off. But again, we had to rely on his body. We had to rely on Gano's legs to win a game. And we hope that our receivers can get out there more and score some TDs.
I think, like you said, the Giants need to really evaluate the situation and make the proper decisions to determine how we're going to continue playing the rest of the season, because we got a rough game next week playing the freaking Packers. Now we can't not have Daniel Jones, and
Right.
we can't have a wide receiver situation where Kenny Galladay, Kadarius Toney, and Sterling Shepard are all gone again. Like, Jesus, like this is like the third year in a row we've had our whole receiving core, maybe fourth year at this point. Shoot, probably fifth since we've had our whole receiving core out. Saquon had a career high 31 carries for 150 yards almost.
31 amazing. Yeah, it's amazing what he's doing this season. I'm proud of my nephew. I'm always proud of him. It was an exciting to see him once again in his true original form, showing us what he can do. And we needed him today. But we should give a shout out to our defense. Tate Crowder was out there making those really, really important stops, which I think helped us be able to win with with the little bit of points that we had to win. Really proud of them this week. I was happy to see that, and we need more of that. I hope that they continue.
I want to also highlight Kayvon Thibodeau being able to set the edge very well. Azeez Ojulari, although he wasn't getting to the quarterback, he was pressuring him all day off the edge. Same thing with Kayvon. I mean, literally the whole line, even Dexter Lawrence, like they were all getting into the backfield. They weren't all getting to the quarterback, but those QB rushes come a long way.
Let's keep getting the wins. It's tough, getting a win where there's so much drama throughout the game. Even the ending with the hot potato, the Bears playing hot potato, trying to keep that last play alive to see if they can do something.
That was stressful.
Who needs that type of stress? It's horrible.
My heart was stopping every time they threw it across the field. I was like, oh my God, there's no one over there. All of a sudden, there's a Giants player coming in. Then they're like, just kidding. They throw it all the way back across the field. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah,
it's funny.
It was painful to watch that last play with 0 seconds and then keeping that. But you know what? I guess you got to give them credit for trying.
If that was us, you would have been like, oh, come on.
It's true. They gave their fans some hope. I can't be mad at that. They gave their fans some hope in not even final seconds, in the 0 seconds that they had.
Literally, it was over. You even heard the stadium. The stadium was like, like they're getting over. Like, come on. If you were listening, they were over it. They're like, come on, just figure it out.
We've got to be able to get out there and score. So let's hope we see that in this London game, a 9:30 in the morning game for us in the U.S. And let's just hope that it won't be that early there in London. But as Giants fans, we need to be at 9:30 in the morning watching our game next week. Another week, another win, 3-1. We'll take it, even though it was a rough one. We'd love for you to continue to watch our little post-game show. And so please remember to get out there and do what you're supposed to do. What are they supposed to do?
Like, subscribe, and please make sure you drop comments if you haven't done so. Comments really help us out. We love to see what you guys have to say, especially if you're from the other team. It's always nice to see what other fans have to think. Even if you're from our divisional rivalries, we want to see what you guys think too, because I'm getting jealous of the Eagles still being undefeated right now. Y'all looking a little scary right now, and it's frustrating.
Agreed.
Bastards.
Hey, we both live in Eagles territory, and it's hard out here for a Giant fan. When you live in Eagles territory, you got to deal, especially now that they're 4-0. It's sick.
But please, guys, make sure you like and subscribe. Drop comments. Also, don't forget to take care, and we'll see you on our next podcast. Go Giants!
Go Giants.